Should you offer out a buyer's agent commission when selling your home? We'll cover this today on Frequently Asked Friday. What is going on, party people? In this video, we're going to answer the newfound question that we all find ourselves asking when we're selling a property is, hey, should we offer out a buyer's agent commission or should we not offer any commission out to the marketplace? My name is Chris Elliott. I'm a local real estate agent. And what I want to talk to you today is the NAR settlement changes that went into effect in our market. It actually recently, August the 6th, this all went into effect. And there's a lot to unpack with the settlement. There's a lot to unpack with the changes to the real estate industry. I'm going to try to keep this simple, try to keep it concise. The two major changes for sellers in Central Virginia is number one, you no longer have to offer a buyer's agent commission. And newsflash, you never had to. The settlement kind of brings that to the forefront. Sellers don't have to offer a buyer's agent commission. And number two, if we choose to offer out a buyer's agent commission or commission to a buyer's agent, that commission can no longer be advertised, communicated via the multiple listing service. That has to be advertised, displayed outside of the multiple listing service by your listing agent. So let's break down the two potential options that we can go with. So we now have two options when we're selling property. Number one, we can decide not to offer out a commission to a buyer's agent and then just see what, if any, commissions that buyers and buyer's agents try to negotiate in offers that they make. So essentially we say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer's agent, we're not going to offer any commission. However, you can negotiate that into your offer and we're just going to review the offers as they come. The second option, just like we've historically done, you can still choose to offer a buyer's agent commission. And once again, your listing agent can just no longer advertise that via the multiple listing service. So let's break down the pros and the cons of each strategy. So strategy number one, making no offer of compensation to a buyer's agent. So the pro here is pretty obvious. If we make no offer of compensation out to a buyer's agent, we can potentially find ourselves in a situation where you're not paying out a buyer's agent commission or you're paying out a reduced commission because agents are maybe not negotiating the full amount that you would have paid had you made a blanket offer ahead of time. And you can end up just pocketing more of that money with, once again, agents not asking for commission or asking for a reduced commission. There are some potential cons with this strategy that we're trying to educate our clients, and I'm going to give you four. Number one, a buyer may view your home as more expensive and decide either to not see your home or to not pursue your home as aggressively. So if we think about it, if a buyer is ultimately responsible for their agent's fees, which is the case, that buyers are ultimately responsible for the buyer's agent's fees, if they know that you're not offering any commission out to their agent, they may avoid your property because they feel like they can't negotiate it into the deal, and or they feel like they might be responsible for their agent's commissions on top of all their normal home buying costs, and that just makes your home unaffordable or less affordable for them, and they decide to skip right over it. Number two, if an agent can't afford to pay their agent on top of their normal home expenses, they may realize that if they want to buy your home, they've got to forego agency, meaning they just have to buy your home without an agent in their corner. And I know just from working with folks, a lot of buyers would be very, very nervous about doing this. There's a lot to navigate with a real estate transaction. Certainly there's folks out there, there's buyers out there that would be fine doing this, but in my estimation, the large majority of buyers are not going to be comfortable navigating a purchase transaction without somebody in their corner, making sure that they don't make any wrong steps. The third, if agents are already in agreements with their buyers, they may steer their clients away from your property if you're not offering out a commission, because either they don't want to have to try to negotiate their commission in the deal, they don't want to get in a situation where they have to take a pay cut or get a reduced commission, or they don't want to have an awkward conversation with their client where their client is having to pay their commission on your property as opposed to another property where they may not have to pay any of their commission. And you might say to yourself, hey Chris, that's unethical, that shouldn't be happening, agents shouldn't be steering their clients away from properties. And I would agree with you, but what I also know is that agents are humans, and human beings since the beginning of time have responded to incentives. And if agents know that it's going to be an awkward situation or they may not get paid as much, they're simply just going to show other properties. And then last but not least, a potential con is if that agent or that buyer ends up trying to negotiate their agent's fees into their purchase agreement, we've essentially circled back to the same place that we would be at had we offered that commission up front, except we've created all this friction that potentially limits the amount of offers that we get or just creates friction until we actually get to that point. So those are the cons. Strategy number two, if you do decide to make an offer of compensation to a buyer's agent ahead of time, the con there is obviously you could be paying out a commission you wouldn't have otherwise had to pay, or maybe you're paying out a full commission, whereas if you had chosen not not to pay a commission, you could have paid a partial commission. The pro there obviously is you remove a lot of friction from a potential transaction. You have agents that are excited to show and sell your property. You've got buyers that are excited to buy your property because we're not creating all this friction between the buyer and their agent, or between us and the buyer's agent. So there you guys have it. As you can see, as of the time of this recording, we're still big fans of offering out commissions to buyer agents. We're going to continue to monitor this situation and bring to you the information as we see this all unfold. Certainly we're very early in this process. And once again, our goal is never to look out for necessarily other agents. It's always to look out for you as the consumer. But as of the time of this recording, we still see this as the best route to sell your property and maximize your net proceeds. Hope you found that informative. If you have any questions, concerns, anything we didn't cover, throw it in the comments or shoot me a DM. Look forward to hearing from you.